Hey everyone, it's Ivan, kitbadger.com, here to bring you another gear review, and today we're talking about holsters. This guy right here, which is the Appendix in the Waistband holster by Henry Holsters. I was looking around for a new holster for this new pistol, and my buddy Matt over at Jerking the Trigger is basically singing the praises of Henry Holsters, and I was like, I'll go ahead and give it a try. Honestly, pretty glad that I did. I've been running this holster for a couple months now, and straight out the gate, really like it. Fits well, rides well, all that stuff, really smooth lines. We'll get into more on that in a minute. But the other thing, which is kind of different than some holsters, is the tension is not adjustable. Does it matter? For this holster, it doesn't. Locks up, solid, positive click. Same thing, breaking it free when you draw this thing out. And for something that doesn't have adjustable tension, really impressed with the tension basically built into this holster. When it comes to fabricating holsters, smooth lines, all that stuff, Henry Holsters kind of approaches it a little differently. Rather than taking a blue gun or a pistol and just wrapping some Kydex around it, they actually machine out basically these molds. And by doing so, you end up with a really super smooth, clean holster. This piece right here, you're like, man, isn't that gonna be uncomfortable? Basically, this piece is against you, and it's absolutely not. Rather than traditionally with a holster, having this be the contact point, this one line, you basically have this big surface area up through here, which is making contact. And in addition to that, it is pushing the butt back into your midsection, giving you a lower profile. And then around over on this side, really generous line coming down here for should you end up be running suppressor sights. Obviously, there's nothing down here, so if you have a threaded barrel sticking out, you're good to go. And on top of that, the way it's cut here allows you to run an optic if you have one on your pistol. Lastly, back over here, we have this claw, which again, helps with pushing this back into your waistline, making contact with your belt, giving you even lower profile when you're carrying this. For me personally, this holster does a great job. Rides well, conceals well. Granted, full-size pistol and appendix carry, it can be kind of body type dependent, but yeah, no, works well. Obviously the claw, as I mentioned, is pushing up against the belt, pushing this back, and then that large section down on the back side of the holster is basically pushing the top of the pistol into me, helping again, just create a lower profile. I opted for these belt loops just because I like them. You can snap them free, draw this thing out, put it back on there. They offer a number of different methods of connecting this to your belt, depending on what you're looking for. Is this holster comfortable? For me, it is. Probably more comfortable than a lot of appendix holsters I've carried. In part, I think, honestly, because of this material right there. Again, creating just kind of more space. I was talking with a buddy, Josh, and he was like, hey, have you ever heard of like the Lego principle? And I'm like, no. And we were talking about holsters. And he was basically explaining how if you step on a Lego barefoot, it really hurts. I think everyone's done that. It does really hurt. But if you have a Lego that's like, I don't know, 6 inches long, it doesn't hurt as much as that tiny little Lego. So the idea is, again, spreading out where that's making contact, ultimately making it more comfortable. Is this comfortable driving? Yes, it is. It's not bad at all. Would I want to strap this on because I'm going to go for like an 8-hour road trip? No, absolutely not. But as far as being able to carry a concealable holster while driving, yeah, I think it does a good job. And it still lends itself to being able to draw out from the driver's seat, even with a seatbelt on. Side note with respect to comfort in this holster, keep in mind this is a full-size holster, and side note on that, this fits obviously the P320 full-size by SIG, or any smaller version, so think compact, anything like that, still fit it, still lock up. But this being a full-size holster, should you be riding a bike, there is a possibility of this bottom edge on your bike seat catching a testicle. It's true. Ask me how I know. Just be aware. Had the opportunity to run this holster quite a bit. One, just carrying it daily, also training with it. And then I also ran a one-day pistol course with it, with Rune Nation. In that course, I was actually running a P320 compact with an RMR, suppressor height sights, and yeah, it just kind of speaks to the versatility of the holster with respect to those kind of different weapons. If you're looking for a good in the waistband Appendix holster, check out Henry Holsters. Pretty cool stuff. And all their stuff is really clean. I believe it's all vacuum formed. And they also do a lot of OEM stuff. So if you have a holster you really like, Henry Holsters may have made it. Or they may have sold that person the mold to make said holster. Holsters range anywhere from about 60 to 80 bucks. They also have light bearing models if that's something you need. But if you pick one up, let me know how it does for you. And as always, thanks for joining us at kitbadger.com. Look forward to seeing you next time.